Sigma Male Diaries Podcast. Let's get on with it, y'all.
Let's go.
We can relax, have fun, get a good laugh, get information, and enjoy the show. I mean, to do what it do, baby. Sigma Male Diaries.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, King Nigel McKnight of Sigma Male Diaries. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for following me on my YouTube channel. Thank you for following me on my podcast. And thank you for following me on Wisdom so far. I got almost 30 followers. Like, y'all, I need 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell and hit the follow button, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I had joined someone's, I call it a podcast, I call it a talk, but I joined someone's, conversation today on my Wisdom app. We had a nice conversation. And the thing is this: what are the expectations of a man? And do women expect, too much from a man? Like, should a man live up to a woman's expectations? And if so, why should a man have to lay it down when he have the options? I'm going to keep it real short, ladies and gentlemen. And this is my boy, Justice Daddy. So I'm going to share his link and everything so you guys can, once you go on the Wisdom app, go over to his little chat, man, and check him out. And tell him that Nigel sent you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, let's get to the show.
Registers this as a leader. This her body is registering attractiveness. I'm so attracted. Like, she can't help it. She can't, because you're not there, right? So it's gonna happen inevitably. You just gotta know how to maneuver around it. You gotta be that guy. If your wife is gonna work, or if you're the boyfriend, if your girlfriend is gonna work, you gotta be the guy at all times, 100 times, like 1,000% of the time. Like, you gotta be more than her supervisor, which sounds ridiculous because the supervisor pays her. So not only does he have her conscious, but he also has her subconscious. It's gonna make it very difficult for you to imprint on your partner or wife or girlfriend, what have you. It's going to be difficult. This is why you're having issues. What is the solution? That's amongst you and her, you and him, how you're going to figure that out. Now that you have this information, what can you do with it, right? I guess let's bring up Nigel. I hope I'm saying that right. Let's welcome Nigel, and I'll let him have the floor.
Hey, Justice Daddy, you did pronounce it right, man. It's Nigel. How you doing?
Nigel, hi. How you doing? I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I was listening to what you were saying, and you're absolutely correct. Especially when you comes in terms of a provider male, right? And you're dealing with a situation with a wife that can potentially have a work husband, right? Whereas if she is working, she's spending more time actually at work around her work husband than she would be at home with her actual husband, if he could afford to have her be a stay-at-home wife. And, he could actually pay her to work for him. But you have to be in a certain income bracket, like within the 10% of high income earning men, in order for that woman to fully submit to that man, where, she trusts that he can provide for her fully. And she doesn't need to be monkey branching, like you said, like getting ready to have like a plan B. Pretty much, right?
Absolutely. Right. No, yeah, that's within a female nature. It's to ensure security. That's all her body wants to do, is security. It doesn't care about nothing else, love. No, it's just what's the most secure option.
Exactly. And that's what it boils down to. Do you need a man? Is he wanted? Is he an option? Is he a necessity? Because the reason why a lot of men do experience these problems dealing with, his wife, whether she's now this breaks down as to if she's traditional a traditional wife into a modern wife too, though. You know, when you look at women, they look at the equality type thing, right? Where we're equal, we're partners. When men have a bigger,
Right.
more, you know, a bigger role of being a provider, male, a protector. You know, women aren't capable of doing those things. For example, if an intruder was to break into the house, the wife is looking for the husband to protect them, to risk his life, you know, to keep them safe, while she
Mm-hmm.
go run and tends
Lay
to
his,
keeping the kids
right.
safe.
Lay his life on the line for her.
It's a big difference, you know.
Right.
And yeah, I really appreciate, you know, that you aren't here saying these type of things, because a lot of men aren't, you know, they're not aware of a woman's emotional, like you're saying. It's more of a security thing. How does she feel safe? You know, it's more of a security
Mm-hmm.
blanket. And she would actually put that whole thing first in a selfish way, rather than looking for a man that's actually going to protect her all the way around, even from herself. So when a man can't protect the woman from herself, that's where you have that problem at as well.
Mm. Yeah, I said it. I said it earlier. I said, it's either you want a masculine man or equality.
Exactly.
The
That's
two
more or
should
less of
never
a
meet.
beta male.
Yeah, because at that point, like you're putting a lot of strain, right? Like on the other side. So it's like if you had an equalizer, right? And if I know that you can move them, separately, but if you put the treble up, right, and then the bass goes down, right? Or if you bring the bass up, you bring the treble down. You know what I mean? It's a balance. It's
Right.
absolutely a balance. And yeah, no, women, they don't like you. They don't. I'm gonna tell you like this right now. Women do not like you. They respect you. If they don't respect you, they what we consider like or love or whatever is it's all boils down to respect.
Right.
If she doesn't respect you, she's not gonna have sex with you. She's not gonna she's not gonna do the nurturing side of things because she doesn't respect you.
Right.
Now, how do you lose respect? It's something women they put emotions first, right? Like so us, it's emotions last. Women put emotions first,
Right.
right? Our logic is first.
Right.
We look at things from a logic standpoint. We're like, okay, we got to look at it from here, and then after the logic, okay, we can see emotions later. But the logic has to absolutely come first.
Right.
So it's women is emotions first,
And we're
and then
visual.
logic.
Right.
Yeah,
We're
and
visual.
so there's so many factors that are going on simultaneously that this can go right over your head. And for us as men, I said this yesterday, we we all want to get a woman and live the good life. Like that means nothing goes wrong. Everything is sweet. Everything is like a plateau, right? It's just all across the board, no ups and downs, just straight across, live the good life. We all want to do that. But what happens in that scenario is that that's a bad way of going about it too, because the ups and downs is what shows her that you're the guy. You're the guy that's able to pull her out, not just provide that smooth life, because even in that smooth life, things can become, she could become like jaded, or she could become apathetic, right?
Right.
There's so many times where you're like, oh my God, I don't understand. I treat you so well. I treat you the best. Why are you doing this to me? It's because she's bored. It's because she doesn't respect you.
Right.
It's because you don't know how to pull her out of something. So
Right.
you need to go with the ups and downs with her. And sometimes for us as men, right? We grow up. What are we taught? Let me just ask you that. What are we taught about women?
Oh, me, I always been taught that the woman is to, like, honestly, I had a mother and a father in the house, so the woman is to serve and follow the man. So I grew up with a man who had I grew up around masculinity. Whereas if a woman either she gets on your program or she doesn't. You know, as a man, the way women outnumber men, I have the options already. So I was taught to look at things differently. I wasn't taught to cater to a woman
Okay.
or to appease a woman. I taught she had to have significant value, in order for me to even invest in her. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes. But I guess I wasn't trying to like lead you into. I just wanted to know, because that's something that fathers should tell their sons. They should absolutely teach them that. But as far as, in this new world, men are taught how to treat women, right? How to treat women, and women are taught what to expect from men,
Oh yeah, yeah.
not how
The
to treat them,
entitlement. Mm-hmm.
right? And so a lot of the times, men aren't taught what to expect. You were taught what to expect from a woman, right?
Right.
And so you might have a different life than what we would call beta males, right?
Right.
Just we're using those terms so that nobody gets lost. We know who we're talking about, the type of male we're talking about.
Yeah. Or
And
simps. Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that if you like that type of guy. But I'll tell
Right.
you this much right now, that those guys are dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
They're dangerous. They get in the way of things. They're like hyenas.
Right.
Don't take my word for it. There's many women out there that when they speak about regrets, they're always talking about an orbiter. They're always talking about a beta male. They're always
Right.
talking about this guy who was
good
just
guy.
preying on me. Yeah, those are beta males.
Yeah. Yeah.
The good guy that was like, I'm gonna save you and I'm gonna treat you better. Shut the fuck up forever, boy. Like, what the,
Yeah.
get out of
Exactly.
here.
Exactly. And that's the problem, because when you even have those type of men, those beta males, see, now this stems from them being raised by single mothers without a male leadership or guidance in the house, where the woman would say, hey, I have like 3 boys and a daughter, I have 4 kids, I had to be masculine, I had to do this, my kids look to me as a strong independent woman, a black independent woman, or whatever. I am their role model. And that young man would literally look for a woman that will resemble his mother, and she's a masculine
Yes.
woman.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
if he can't,
Yes.
like, if she would say, hey, go do this, well, mom, boy, get up and go do it. That's where it starts. Like, he's emasculated off the bat. While she tell her daughters, hey, forget him, man. He can't do nothing for you. All he gonna do is leave you. Look what happened to me. All this scarcity, fear, lack of trust, all this stuff, right? She'll teach her daughter to go to college. I mean, they even have kids and everything before they even worry about having a man, like a husband. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they pass it
Because
down
of
to their
check.
kids, and that's the rise of the
Well,
beta males.
when you get babies like that, it's security.
Right, that's
Because of
right.
the
For when they
welfare
get
state.
older, because they know they're dying alone.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's all security, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, don't look for this type of security
Yeah.
because the mother has abandoned all hope for that. I talked about that yesterday
Mhm.
about women are being raised to be workers.
Right,
Like,
instead of
no,
wives.
they're being with the fear of their mothers going like, no, don't be dependent on a man. So since their mother did not know the skills of how to deal with a man,
Yes, sir.
how to like go about it, and just process what's actually happening, they abandon everything feminine
Right.
and they go, no, don't do that. Be masculine. And now they're expected to be a
Equal.
wife? No.
Yeah.
You're gonna be your man's man. Like, you're gonna look for a man and you're gonna be his man. And then that is a step from there. It's this is the level here. You're gonna be your masculine woman, and then it's trans woman, and then it's male, right?
Mhm.
Like, you're moving men into just liking this. This is why this is like a new thing. More men are accepting of these trans women, or these even becoming gay, right?
Right.
Because there's no, women are scarce, right? And so many are giving up, but there's still men out here going like, we're enjoying it. But you're gonna start to see when women are gonna. I say all that to say women are gonna start to realize this when trans women start getting rings and start getting
Straight men, right?
the life that they
Whew.
wanted, and they're gonna be like, oh, look at these gay look at them,
Woo.
look at
Shame,
them.
insult, guilt need to be right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All that.
Finally,
And
yeah.
it's not even has nothing to do with that. It's just because the ones that are becoming women, they know the roles of what men want, and so they're gonna like substitute. Yeah, it's gonna be a substitute. It's like sweet and low, right? It's a sweet and low. It's disgusting, but it's like, all right, yeah, I'll take this if there's no sugar involved, right? That's what's gonna happen in the future, because we're not gonna know that it's sweet and low. It's
Mhm.
gonna, our bodies, our brain is gonna register it as a thing, and that's when it's gonna matter. That's when it's gonna be like, oh, this is what you wanted for, oh, and it's gonna be too late.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I might be saying too much, but I say it as a warning for people not to, So they know who they are. Like, they know what they want to do with their relationship. Like, you got to start it right now. You got to do it now. It's not, don't wait until it becomes too late. I exaggerate. Like, what I just said is an exaggeration.
Right. Yeah.
It's at the end of the spectrum, right?
Right. Right.
But I say that so that so when it happens, it's like, oh, we are moving towards that. Oh shit, like let me get the ball rolling and find out what these men actually want, because it's going to be too late. Now, some women have missed their boats. I'm gonna just say it like that. They've missed their boats, and there's still hope for the ones that are, they're still young, right? They're 18 to 23. They still got a chance. But 30-year-old women, it's kind of be like, we gotta now deal with all the things that you've learned, unpack that, unlearn it. It's a job, it's a task. People don't really want to put that much work in, especially if you're an average woman. It's a lot of work.
Right.
And then to risk freedom. This is the most important thing that I want women to understand. Every time a man wants to make you find him attractive, he risks freedom. If you don't know how to accept that man and to process that, you're going to put him in a predicament where you go, should I be calling the police at this moment? This is toxic. This is abuse. This is like, you're not going to know what to do with that masculine man, and he's risking his freedom. He's risking his freedom all because you did not know the position that you were applying for. You don't go from being the mailroom guy to being CEO. Like, it doesn't happen. You're like, oh yeah, I delivered a few letters, now I'm gonna run the whole company. That's not how it goes. You have to work your way in, or study. You have to actually put effort towards the position that you're in. Now, you're 30, someone's gonna pick that up. Who do you think is gonna pick you up? First of all, it's gonna be a beta male. You're gonna be so frustrated, you're gonna go cheat on him, and that's gonna be the light of your existence for women. That's the warning that I tell them. You're not gonna know what to do with Prince Charming when he shows up. So it takes effort to know, oh, my man is trying to have me be attracted to him. Oh, he's flexing on me because he knows I find that attractive. But instead, when you got an independent woman who's been taught by other independent women, like, hey, don't take that. That's abuse. Hey, they got that wheel. Have you seen that wheel, Nigel?
Mm-hmm.
That wheel that says, I heard a woman say this yesterday about financial abuse, right? Or when they're controlling, not knowing where does this all stem from, right? So men are expected to lay their lives on the line for a woman, but they can't tell them what to wear.
Exactly.
Like, we're supposed to die for you. We're supposed to provide for you. We're supposed to keep you out of danger. And some of us, we're trying our best to be. I put us because we're men, right?
We're men, right?
I can't. At that point, we're all trying to figure it out, and some of us are better at it than most. But in that boat, we're all in that boat trying to figure it out, because you never know the lotto that you pick with the woman that you get, right? You never know.
That's true.
But we're definitely trying to figure it out and keep you safe, lay our lives on the line. Like you said, an intruder comes in. What are we supposed to say? Because you want to play, nah, not tonight, babe. Well, I'm supposed to go, no, I'm not going to protect you tonight. You got the burglar, right? If anything happens tonight, like, you got it, right? Like, we're not going to play that game, because we're always expected to be on. Something happens to you, it's always, what was the husband? What was he doing?
Right.
He might have been at work, and it's still going to be his fault. It's like, you should have called off that day. You should have known that to call off that day. That's how much pressure we have as being like men. And like I said, I do speak very exaggerated, but it's to prove a point that is how much pressure is expected on men to protect them. But yet, the minute we say something, what did you say, Nigel? You said,
shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right.
There you go.
Yeah, because men are territorial. So if you dress a certain type of way, knowing how men are, they're prey. They will prey on the woman. So we say, hey, that's too revealing. Then it is what it is.
Right, because we don't want to look stupid as well. Like, we also have our reputation. We don't want to be the guy that is sitting, waiting for someone else to go, you know what? you just lost your life for a woman that wasn't worth it. There's gonna be a guy in a black gown. You're gonna be sitting there, restrained, and you put your life on the line for a woman that wasn't worth it. That she was out there, putting herself in that predicament. You're gonna feel stupid. You're not the one. Like, women aren't the ones in these predicaments that lose their life for protecting their reputation, standing up for the woman that they love, because it's something innate. It's something inside of them that goes, I need to do something about this. I can't just let this go. I'm not food. I'm not going to be eaten up by the rest of the society and think that this can happen with impunity. At that point, inside of every male, it's like, this is my time to stand up. And if you stand up for the wrong woman, you could lose your life. You want to stand up for the one that's going to hold it down for you. Or am I incorrect in this matter? Like,
No, you're right.
should we stand up for every woman? I would love to. Except for you're not going to pay my bills. You're not going to take care of my family. You're not going to take care of my children. You know what I mean? You're not going to take care of any of that.
Right.
But I'm supposed to, for a stranger woman, right? She's out there getting hurt. Of course, sometimes, we got to play superhero. But it just got to be worth it.
Right. Yeah, for the most part, if a woman want protection, see, that's men, we are leader, providers, and protectors, but only of the families that we create, our DNA, our legacy, our wives, our children. Now, women have the options to have men, but they want to be picky and choosy. He got to be a certain height, a certain type of build. He got to have so much, to whereas they make it damn near possible because women outnumber men already as it is. And then you want to move on to the whole money factor. But then you got to consider if he's straight or not. Like all these other things. So when they undermine a man and they go above and beyond what they're actually, their value are in the marketplace, their sexual marketplace value, then that's the situation they put themselves in. You want to be protected? Be submissive, be cooperative, be friendly, be feminine, and get a man. Learn what chivalry is all about. Men aren't always supposed to do everything. Sometimes, do something for a man. Show a man that you like him. Men like women that like them. And that's just how it goes.
Right. And you hit something on the head right there, like the nail on the head. You were saying women outnumber men. Right? And for anybody who denies this and goes, no, it's 50-50, there's 50% men. I implore that woman that thinks that way, go outside and ask yourself how many of those men that you see, or how many men in your inbox are you willing to, in the first 5 minutes of meeting, are you willing to get in the bed with?
Take them out the friend.
It's probably gonna be like 1 or 0.5% of 1. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably gonna be 0.5%, right? And out in the world, you're probably talking about like 1 in 500 men are you willing to sleep with, right? Like, you're willing to sleep with 1 in 500. Now, if you put that on a larger scale, combined with, who is actually in your wheelhouse from the height you want, like Nigel just mentioned, yes, men are outnumbered by women. There's more women every day, average. Because the average woman still gets play. You have to be above average to even get some play, because there's new stats coming out saying that a third of men from the ages of 18 to 30 happen to be virgins.
They're still virgins.
Yeah, they're still.
Yeah, actually,
it's
not a third. It's not a third of men. It's actually 51% of men from the ages of 18 to 30 are still virgins. 54% of men are actually sexless and childless. 54% are sexless and childless. And this is the thing. The question we have to ask these women, due to the fact that they do outnumber men, the question is, are they willing to share? That's the bottom line. Forget expecting this,
and that's going to bring violence.
Are they willing to share? That's the question.
No,
because they're doing it anyway.
That's going to bring violence.
They are mistresses. They are side chicks. You know what I mean? Are they willing to openly share? That's just the bottom line. Men, we have the options. Women outnumber men, so we don't have to. We don't have to make any sacrifices. We don't have to do any of that.
Right.
You
We
know
got
what
all
I
the
mean?
time.
We don't have to.
As long as
So,
we're not a piece of shit.
right. So when you know your
Right. As long as
value,
we're not a piece of shit and we get our money right,
right, when
we're
you know
good.
your value and you know that you are a man in demand, you don't have to make any sacrifices like that. You don't have
Hmm.
to settle either. And that's the thing. When a man know his value,
Right.
he would never have to settle because he know he has options. He would even marry outside of his own race. He would date a totally different type into a different
Mm.
culture. So when women really
People
think
are
about
doing
these
that. They're
things,
going out of the country.
right, exactly. They need to get on their A game and say, you know what? It's not man down. We gotta lay down. We gotta elevate our men. We gotta elevate our men up.
Ooh.
That's what it's about. I'm very red
Absolutely.
pill manosphere. Like
Absolutely.
that's what it's about. And I'll let them know that.
Well,
Hey everybody, that was my boy Justice Daddy. Remember to hit him up, y'all. He's a real good dude.
But thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I get more participants as I go along and figure this whole thing out. All right, it's Nigel McKnight. Y'all stay blessed. Remember to hit me up on podcast and or YouTube, Sigma Male Diaries. All right, ladies and gentlemen, or you can Google Nigel McKnight. I'll pop up. And I'm an author and writer as well. So you can check that out. You can hit my website, repercussionsapparel.com. And I also have some cannabis products as well. Right now, only thing I have available is CBD and THC Delta 8 infused products right now. The actual loud and the real shit. I only have locally right here in New York. So that's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay safe and be blessed. Peace. And other than that, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my talk, my podcast. Some of you might like what I say, then again, some of you might not. But I don't give a fuck. And I really don't. But thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. And this is your host on Wisdom and your host on Sigma Male Diaries, Nigel McKnight. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.